So what should you know before entering a business partnership, and why don't so many of them work? Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose, and it's time to be liberated from the chaos of working in your business. As always, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes with our podcast, the Business on Purpose podcast, and also on YouTube, where every bit of our content is right there on YouTube and the podcast. You know, I've heard it many times said that the only that doesn't sail is a partnership. Why? Well, it's because of people. We're emotional creatures. We have shifting thoughts. We have shifting ideals, perspectives, and interest. And what excites us today may not excite us tomorrow. And for those business owners who are married, you already realize that marriage is a lifetime process to work at and to build. Well, partnerships are not much different from the perspective of setting expectations. And so that's a big part of what we've got to talk about when we talk about partnerships. The emotions of a partnership can range from relief, sometimes appreciation, many times it can be frustration, and even so much as paranoia. Well, partnerships are mysterious. And if a partnership is 50-50, then what happens when there is no consensus on an issue? Partnerships, that mystery, leads to some frustration sometimes and some of that paranoia that we talk about. But typically, partners will push the can down the road if there's an impasse. And then eventually, boom, explosion. Now, partnerships can work when great care is taken to make them work. So here are 5 things that need to take place before a partnership is ever entered into. First, both partners must write down and share a vision. If 2 partners have 2 visions, then they are likely to compete for resource and energy, pushing the vision that they most align with. A partnership with 2 visions really is a partnership with no vision at all. The second thing, both partners must preemptively have hard discussions. How will ownership be divided? What day-to-day role will each partner play in the business? And what's the fair market compensation for that role? They may be different. Do you agree on debt tolerance of the business? What about time commitments, non-competes, intellectual property, and the entity in-game? Are you building the business to sell? Are you building the business for cash flow? These conversations are better discussed prior to the launch of the partnership instead of after the partnership is started, or even worse, not at all. Thirdly, partnerships need to be mutually aligned, and those partners need to be mutually aligned and very aware of each personality within the partnership. Is one partner passive and the other active? Is one partner a driver and the other more compliant? Is one partner more loose to laws and regulations where the other partner is a stickler for compliance? A partnership must function at a similar speed together. Consider it a yoke on the back of 2 oxen moving forward. Well, if one oxen decides to sprint off, there's going to be problems. Fourthly, partnerships must discuss and agree on the financial details like reinvestment, debt, compensation, draw percentages, timelines. Running pro formas and budgets beforehand can save a lot of time, a lot of headache, and a lot of frustration on the back end. Finally, partnerships must have a set weekly time that they meet to discuss the business part of the business. I said that right, the business part of the business, not the product part necessarily. Even better if these meetings have a set list of questions that the partners can be asking each other every single week. Questions like, what blind spots do we see? What opportunities are we missing? What support do we need to be extending to our team and customers? These are hard things, and partnerships should only exist where the skill of one partner fills the gap for the lack of the skill in the other partner and vice versa. If not, it's likely best that you just stay away from the partnership. Listen, ships are meant to sail. Partnerships, a lot of times they sink, but they don't have to. A business coach is well placed to help mediate the regular communication of partners. Every partnership needs a dedicated, long-term coach. It can work. You just have to work at it. Hey, again, make sure you subscribe to the Business on Purpose YouTube channel and also the Business on Purpose podcast right there on iTunes, where we're uploading content every single week. Value-added content for you to draw value from so that you can build a business on purpose. Also, check out our website, mybusinessonpurpose.com.